22nd of Feb today. Sort of 2 for 2 day. No running, no gym today. It was just more mobility today, and mixing in with a little bit of bodyweight stuff. So a little bit of bodyweight core, a little bit of push-ups, a little bit of bodyweight squats, and sort of some leg raises as well. Initially doing sort of 4 sets of everything, but this session probably took about 45 minutes to complete. My phone filmed for about 35 of those minutes, which I've cut down here, and then it stopped filming for the last sort of 20 minutes, which is unfortunate, but get the gist of what I was doing this workout. Been watching a lot of footage lately on YouTube of Dmitry Klokov, Russian Olympic weightlifter, former Olympic weightlifter, and I was just looking at him in terms of mobility. Obviously, we know that Olympic weightlifters are incredibly strong, but I was honestly amazed at how mobile he was, and just seeing his warming and stretching up routines online really got me so much more tuned into my own mobility, especially with regards to my hips. I know that when I squat, I can't, even bodyweight squats, can't squat deep. So what I was thinking through today was what I can do to improve my hip mobility and also my hip flexor strength as well, because I think especially at the bottom of the squat, and I notice this when I'm squatting, doing back squats with weight, I noticed that just at that lower portion of the squat, holding that lower portion of the squat, especially coming down slow with a controlled sort of slow rate, take 6, 7, 8 seconds to come down and then explode back up. I feel there's a deficit in my hip flexors. So I was just looking at ways to, 1, stretch and warm them up, and then 2, also to strengthen as well. And to be honest, the best thing I sort of got out of, just having a quick dart around on YouTube and forums and things like that was leg raises. So I do some leg raises here. But bodyweight leg raises probably don't do too much for me. I think I'd need to do something weighted to get anything out, to improve that. Obviously doing a lot of hip stretching here as well, opening up the glutes. Thinking about also my upper hamstrings as well and lower back, how I'm generally a little bit tighter there as well and probably don't have as good mobility there. When you're seeing these big weightlifters being able to completely stretch their legs out, put their head in their lap and touch their toes, made me feel like I'm definitely lacking in flexibility and things like that. So sort of went through my normal stretching routine again here and added a couple extra things. Obviously here doing a bit more hip flexor stuff as well, and then also opening up the groin. And then, sort of it's a bit like a yoga workout with mixed in push-ups, and sit-ups and crunch variations. Definitely beneficial, definitely gets the heart rate up and gets the body going. It's more of something I like to do when I'm training light, is to focus a lot on stretching and mobility and body weight, especially after running a couple of days. I was quite sore in the joints. It's always tight in the hips, so it was good to improve there. One thing noticeably as well, the last couple of days when I've been running, I've been doing leg raises as well. Just whenever I'm sort of thinking about it, not in a current routine, but I'm like, I'll just lie down, I'll do 10 or 15 leg raises. So I did 4 sets of 12 here today, just for this filmed workout, and obviously much improved compared to the other week. I think even just getting used to the motion as well. I realised that sort of supporting my lower back a little bit with my hands can help in that full range of motion with the leg raises as well. And then these hill climbers or bear crawls or beetle crawls or whatever you want to call them, I call them hill climbers. Just another crunch variation. I saw this in some other video. Can't remember when, but I remember I used to do these, and it's sort of a long forgotten core exercise of mine that I used to, be doing once or twice a week. Back in the day when I was working in a nursing home doing nights. So I've incorporated that, obviously doing my oblique stuff as normal. So I just sort of incorporated those 3 core exercises, ab exercises in, and then mixed them. So I did, I think, 4 sets of 12 with the leg raises, 4 sets of 20 with the sort of oblique touching toes, and then 4 sets of 10 with the hill climbers. I went into some leg raises here. A lot of this is sped up, and I've tried to condense 35 minutes of a 45-minute session down into sort of 16 minutes and half everything, so everything's a little bit sped up. Went into some hip raises, and then I did 4 sets of 20 push-ups, and then 4 sets of 50 bodyweight squats. Don't know if it's exactly 50 the reps. Some of the bodyweight squats I sort of got lost sometime where I was counting, so I might have done more. I might have done 60 in one lot. But anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. But you can see here, like, you look at guys like Klokov and Lu Jiajun and stuff like that. When they're trying to touch their toes, they can pretty much keep their legs straight and put their chest on their quads and touch their toes and stretch like that. So I'm definitely restricted in that lower back and hamstring. So if anyone's got any advice on that or stretching routines for that, let me know. Obviously, like I've said, I've had tightness in my back from cricket as a young fella. And then just some more stretching variations. Also did some leg raises as well, just to activate my hammies and my glutes as well, which I noted I had a deficit in the other week. So I'm just trying to keep on top of those as well. And then just push-ups for the triceps and the chest, and a bit for the upper body, just to keep the muscle flowing there. I'm planning to go to the gym tomorrow, because I'm going to be spending money going to the gym here, like $20 a session or $15 a session. I'll do long ones. I'll do like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour session tomorrow at the gym, where I'll probably just hit deadlift, squat, bench all at once, and then do like a 30-minute sauna at the end or something like that. It's a bit of recovery. And yeah, look, looking at these, these top athletes who obviously get a lot of sort of compounding pressures on their joints and things like that. I think enabling themselves to have this excellent mobility, 1, probably just reduces risk of injury, and then just 2, probably prolongs their career, and then 3, probably just prolongs their their general mobility after competing and retirement and into things like that. So just looking at it as sort of a wellness and well-rounded aspect to training, I think that's something that I'm definitely looking to improve more. Like last year, my goal was to stretch every second day, and try and stretch every day, or at least every second day, which I've been doing since. So I've been doing that for about 1.5 years now, and it's definitely improved. A lot of the pains I was feeling in my knees and my ankles and my hips from running, which is fantastic. But I sort of want to take it to that next level where I'm able to do arse to grass squats and things like that, and keep the spine in a good position and a healthy position. Because right now I sort of have an anterior pelvic tilt when I squat low, and everything sort of becomes disaligned and things like that. So obviously I would like to work on that. Also know there's some good quad and hip flexor exercises with squatting, and if you do a back squat and then you do it with a pause, or you do it with an 8-second down or something like that, and a hold, that can work my hip flexors there as well, just to get a little bit of strength in there. But I think that's probably where a lot of the weakness lies for the squat. Obviously ankle mobility isn't the best, but that is improving with some of this stretching. And yeah, look, it'll be a slow process. I don't expect to be flexible quickly, but over maybe 2 to 3 to 4 month process, something like that, I would expect some results if I can find sort of the right regime or the right sort of program to go to. I feel like this one here coming up, where I'm leaning over my knees and keeping my heels under my glutes and stretching over on my knees. Fantastic for, knees, quads, and ankles, stretching out the ankles and the ligaments, everything there. That has noticeably improved a lot of my mobility problems. So that's something that I'll keep doing. But yeah, look, I'm just amazed at all these guys and athletes that lift such heavy weight, and there's always that stigma of lifting weight will get you stiff and get you immobile and things like that, which is the case when you're not warming up properly and you're not stretching and you're not going through your mobility exercises. But like you look at Klokov do his warm ups and stuff like that. He looks like a freaking gymnast, man. Like he is so flexible for a dude who's pretty much built like a tank. He's like he's like a bear. And you can see me here. I sort of can't keep that back straight while I'm squatting down. Which will be something that probably be my next sort of goal for the next few months. Just as I'm focusing on that squat, deadlift, and bench, I really want to get that progression towards an ass to grass kind of squat. So that can be a goal for the next few months. Along with improving the hamstrings, improving the hip flexors, those lower abdominals as well, with leg raises and things like that. It's all sort of coming along slowly but surely. Look, I think it's important, especially if you're someone that does a lot of running, and especially on pavement or track, you beat your joints up pretty quickly doing that. However, if you're doing a lot of running, you're preparing your joints and you're preparing your body for that action. So realistically, your body's adapting to that and you're geared for that. But you've got to do a lot of stretching, a lot of recovery work afterwards to maintain that sort of lifestyle and that sort of training run that you want to keep. As I've mentioned before, I run quite a lot. Sometimes I don't film it for the log, which is fair enough. Just gets in the way of it sometimes and doesn't add to the enjoyment of it. So that's why I only do the little snippets for a couple of minutes, and just leave and don't do a voiceover. But I think some of the work that I'm doing in here just adds to a little bit of maintenance, and just I'm just still training every day. I'm still getting in a workout. I'm still getting the blood flowing, the heart rate up. Especially doing 50 bodyweight squats, man. That tires me out. Sets of 20 push-ups as well. Just tires me out. Get some fatigue in there. But more sort of that stretching and a little bit of yoga aspect of it. It's like an active recovery day for me, without sitting on the couch and just say you're going to have a rest day, and then you just sit on the couch and do nothing, and as you're sitting on the couch, your ligaments are getting tighter, your tendons are getting tighter, your muscles are getting tight. So then when you come back training the next day, you're sore and you're restricted in your movement, and you get an increased risk of injury. So in sort of keeping in line with that sort of train everyday philosophy that I'm trying to do, still fixing in those body weight and those ab exercises to get some improvement in core stability and core strength, and then muscle endurance with the push-ups and the body weight squats as well, and then just getting my body and my hips used to squatting as well, because as I've mentioned, it's something that I haven't done a lot up until a few months ago, up until sort of December last year. So it's just all in prepping the body for that and adapting to that new training run. That's probably it for me in my spiel today. Still got a few minutes to go, so I'll just leave that for watching. So yeah, tomorrow we'll hit the gym, plan to do, if I can, some deadlifts, some squat, some bench, and then we'll see if anything else sort of fits out in the middle of that. I believe there's going to be a sauna as well tomorrow, so I'll do a good stint in the sauna just to get some recovery in. But cheers, thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.